in the cloud. You all you guys. Share my screen. Bam. All right, get this party rolling. Outstanding. Here we go. All right, welcome to the Apartment Investor Shark Pool. Outstanding. Here's the best place to find real deals, real people with real money. I'm your host, Cornelius Cannon. Now, like y'all asked me how you say that, it's pronounced Cornelius, 3 syllables. I know it's spelled a little different because I am a little different. Now, if you want to reach me about how to present your deal, or you want to have any questions, feel free to reach me at Cornelius Cannon at sharkpoolcapital.com. Now, tonight's agenda, we have a couple things going on. I'm going to tell you how you can invest, the welcoming, this disclaimer, how you can present it. And after that, we do our presentation. We also go do the virtual networking, and you'll see how the presenter will actually be in deal 1. So if you have any questions for her, you will see her in deal 1. So first thing, let's do the disclaimer. This is educational purpose only. Now, I say it because of a lot of times people think that the Shark Pool is there to actually to break down, but actually what it is to educate us as a community to be smarter as an investor, because of I think that we all wish we had time machines. And I wish I would know now that I know years ago, but in order to do that, we do it by following people who are actually ahead of us. So on the panel, you will see that we have experienced key principals, capital raisers, deal sponsors, fund managers, passive investors, and these individuals actually looking at a deal from their standpoint because they also invest in this deal. So the goal is to actually invest in deals and get deals done. That's the whole purpose of the show: education and gets deals done. Investing is risky, so take advice from people that you trust. These are recommendations, so don't so feel free to do your own things, and there's no guarantees as well. Now, what is Shark Pool Capital? Shark Pool Capital is actually the engine behind the show. It allows, now how does it work? Now, you can invest either way. You can invest directly to the sponsor itself, or you can directly invest with our portal, and you will see. Hold on, speak real quick. How it works is, hold on a second, it didn't work properly. Here you go. How it works is, most indicators offer a good return, maybe at 50,000, maybe a better return at 100,000, and probably the best return at 250,000. So what we do is we pull the money together, and we come up with a higher, pull the money together, and we get a higher threshold, and go back to the syndicator and say, hey, we have a pool together of $1 million, if you will. We pull together 10, 20, 35 increments, and go back to the syndicator and write a check to them, and we invest as a community, and we get a higher return from that. If you want to know more about it, you'll see, reach out to me, we'll talk more about that. Now, I put a link in the chat. If you go to the chat, you will see this deal here. Hold on, stop sharing so you can see what I'm talking about. The link in the chat will show you. Okay, let's share. Here we go. All right, here we go. Tonight's deal. You'll see, so the link in the chat, it will show you this deal here. If you ever want to find it, you can go to, hold on. If you ever want to find it, you can go to apartmentinvestingsharkpool.com, our main page. And up here to your right-hand side, you will see it says view deals. Click on view deals, and you will see the deals that we have loaded so far. Find a deal you're looking for, are the past presenters that we're working on, and you can click on it, and it'll show you a site like this, like tonight. It's like this, right? And you can have the full presentation as well. You can see their business plan as well, breakdown. You can see the property detail, but as well, and also you can see the sponsor track record. Now, if you want to, as well, you have a button right here to reserve your spot, and you can put in increments about how much you want to invest inside, then go through the process, and somebody reach out to you, and go from there. So it make it very simple, and that way you can go from the actual platform. So now that you know about me, let me introduce our sharks on the panel this evening. This first up, we have my man, Irish Kevin. You there, Irish Kevin?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell everybody who you are and how you can help.
Shark Pool Nation, what's happening, everybody? Jump in, the water's fine. Bring your chum.
Jump in, the water's fine.
Not to be confused with Mr. Wonderful. I do love cash flow. So hopefully we'll get a lot of these deals cash flowing. My background, as was mentioned earlier, I'm ex-merchant mariner, 15 years, deep sea, sailed all over the world. God bless America. That's all I can say. Every time I came back home, I was like kissing the ground. I am back home. And in between shipping out, I started investing in real estate. I built up a portfolio in the Boston area, like 50 units, and I hit a wall. And it took me 35 years to say, I got to scale. So 5 years ago, I jumped into the good old multifamily syndication world after I traveled mostly down to Texas and Florida, met some great sponsors, and I teamed up with them. I am now in over 1,000 units. I'm a KP on 2 deals, and I'm looking to grow my portfolio just like everybody else here, hopefully. And all I can say is it's a great platform, great people, and let's get this show going and do some great networking, okay?
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Mr. Irish Kevin. Next up, we have Andy. What's going on, Andy?
I need to, there you are. Now I can talk. How you doing, Cornelius? Good to see you, man. Good to see Irish. Good to see a lot of people on this call. Julie, Ellis. So I've been in this game over 20 years. Started off as a broker and then kind of evolved into the development side. Been in and out of about 2,000 units. Really focused now on multifamily and the built to rent trend. So I live in California, here in San Diego, but we invest in the Southeast typically. So really excited to be here. Love hearing about new deals. Love picking apart deals. I'm not as tough as Irish, but I will ask some tough questions.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. Mr. Ellis, what's going on, Mr. Ellis?
Hey guys, great to be here. My claim to fame is I actually hung with Irish Kevin until about 1:30 a.m. here in San Diego. So, only a few Navy veterans have ever been able to do that. So that's a big claim to fame. But I am one of the co-founders, managing principal of Symphony Capital Group. We're a multifamily investment firm based in San Diego and buying deals all over, primarily right now in Dallas. About the last 10 months, we purchased just over 100 million. We're under contract on another 50 million of multifamily. So all that I say is I'm in the market. I know the market. I know what's out there. So I'm excited to be a shark and just kind of bring our market experience to the community today. We're shopping equity and debt. So I got a good pulse on what's happening in the multifamily market today. So excited to bring that to the panel. Thanks for having me.
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Mr. Ellis. Now, question. Now you know about us. I want to know about you. In a minute, I see a couple questions pop up. First question I want to ask you, why did you come to this event? You see it pop up in a second. Are you coming looking for people with deals? Are you looking for people with capital? Realize that's sure why you come. Or you're looking for that soulmate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's stop poll, share results. Okay, we have a couple people actually looking for deals. A couple people actually looking for some capital. Some people not sure why they're here. Sounds a cool event. Don't worry, it's actually an outstanding event. And a lot of people looking for that soulmate. We had 2 double digits again. We're rolling this day, right? All right, here we go. Stop sharing. Second question. We know it's not about what you know, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you and what they know you for. So the question is, how can you help others? So when I ask a question, pop up, how can you help others? Can you help find deals? Can you help find capital? We're not sure how you can help, or you can help be that lost soulmate. Let's roll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and polls. All right, share results. All right, a lot of people can help find properties. A lot of people can help with capital, insecure capital, right? A lot of people are not sure how they can help. A lot of people, 6% can be for soulmates. So we're kind of slow right there. It's okay. Outstanding. Now here we go. All right, next question. I want to know, would you consider yourself a credit investor or not? Yes, no, or not sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, share results. We got 63% of people actually credit investors. All right, good information. No. Now, before we begin, I have to do my my picture for social media. Got to social media one. So, and if you turn your cameras on, I need my picture for social media, and I'll tag you in 6 photos, as you probably got email last time. I'll tag y'all in 6 photos. Yes, I will. So if you want to be in the picture, turn your camera on and let's get our. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Ready? One for this. One for the LinkedIn people. Oh yeah, one for the LinkedIn. 1, 2, 3. All right, now one for the Instagram people. I'm a Sharks up, the Shark fans. Oh, come on. What's here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see. Carla, you ready, Carla? I can. Shall I unmute Kelly as well? Just you. You should be unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'll be handling my own slides.
Okay.
So I will share.
Hold on 1 second. It's coming. Hold on. Come on. It's coming. It's coming. All right. Go right ahead. It's all you.
Okay, let's see, share screen number 3. And 1 second, get my mouse together here. 1 second, please. Trying to move this. Okay. When you have multiple monitors, I tell you, your mouse kind of like floats away. Like,
Just run from you, huh?
where did it go? Okay, all righty. So thank you so much for this opportunity to present to the Shark Pool community tonight. I am thrilled. My partners are
Oh,
on.
caller. My apologies. Hold on 1 second, Kate. Valerie. You there, Valerie?
I'm here.
All right, I forgot to do it. Can you go to Ruth? My apologies, caller. Can you go to Ruth real quick, Valerie?
No, you're fine.
For everybody.
So hi, everyone. Welcome to Shark Pool. So tonight we have Carla presenting the deal. Carla, you have 15 minutes to do your presentation. We did our pre-presentation last night, so you should be all set and you got the time going, and you also had the content. So whenever you're ready, let me know and just bring it on, and you have a great presentation.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again. Go ahead, Carla, whenever you're ready.
Well, starting over, thank you so much, Shark Pool community, for the opportunity to present tonight. I'm Carla Kennard, and my team is on here as well, but we are excited to take you through this amazing opportunity. First things first, as you guys already know, investments have risk, as you can see the screen, and this deal is exclusively for accredited investors. Now, I'd like to say that this is supposed to move, and it's not. Okay, there we go. All righty, as investors, you guys vet a lot of properties, and I mean a lot, right? Some of them have decent financials, pretty good metrics, and some of them don't. It's really hard to come across that one property that really truly checks the box on all areas, and you can give it a total all thumbs up. And what are those fundamental factors that we all look for that really make it a great proposition? Population density and growth, solid household income, positive rental trends, strong economic fundamentals such as jobs, market, and highly visible locations, a top tier market class, meaning class A asset, who would want that, a value add component in that top tier market, a strong sponsor team that brings experience, transparency, and skin in the game, a strong yet very conservative business plan, returns.
Oh, my apologies.
That's okay, attractive returns and great debt terms, right? As a strong exit plan matters all day long. So we consider those really strong fundamentals. And I have to say, I don't know of one single real estate investor that would not jump at the chance to be in on a property that delivers and checks the box on all of those fundamentals and is a B to B minus asset in a class A plus neighborhood. This property is that one. Welcome to the Peachtree Hills the park at Peachtree Hills, forgive me, in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is in the renowned, wonderful, beautiful Buckhead area of Atlanta, Georgia. And it is truly a renowned financial and shopping hub. And I will take you through some of those insights. But first, a little bit of background on the property. It was built in 1965, 118 units, sits on 4.1 acres of what we call irreplaceable land because it is very valuable land in that particular part of the city, Buckhead. It is a highly sought after area. Everyone wants to live there. It caters to the young, single, professional renter looking for a great place to live in an exciting, fun part of town. It's easily accessible. It really is situated in a great area. It is home to Atlanta's financial district, as I mentioned. The average income is $167,000 in this area. The employment base is incredibly strong. The prior owner invested about 1.5 million in this property. He did some upgrades here and there, but that is where our opportunity is the strongest. We purchased this property off market, so that means a great price, right? We are going in with a value add opportunity business plan, renovating all the units except for about 11, only 11 were done. And we're also going to increase greatly other revenue streams. So the renovation plan will take 33 months. We plan to refinance in year 3 and sell in year 5, potentially sooner if the market bodes well. But we project that we could return 100%, if not more of your capital in year 3. The total project cost is $30 million. This is an opportunity to acquire a value add property in the sweetest spot in Atlanta, in an A+ area that is just begging to be brought up to the Buckhead standard. Our projections are, we're offering a 7% pref to our investors, up close to an 18% IRR, anywhere from 1.7 to 2.2 equity multiple on your money over a 3 to 5 year hold period, as I mentioned. So here are the big picture financials. The purchase price is $26.5. The renovation budget is $3.2 million, a little over that. As I mentioned, the pref 7%, passive IRR target could go as high as 18, but we're targeting a conservative 17.6. Equity multiple, as I mentioned, 1.7 to 2.2. Year 1 bonus depreciation, because of the cost segregation study that we are initiating, we predict 75 to 80% of your investment amount will be able to be depreciated in year 1. That does not even include the CapEx that will happen in years 2 and 3. That's additional sweet cherry on top that you can add to your bonus depreciation over the subsequent years. But as I mentioned, the whole period, 3 to 5 years, our equity raise is $7.16 million. Our team has skin in the game, as I mentioned. We have, the sponsor team has personally invested 15% of this, equating to $1.5 million. The best part is the debt terms are really just enough to make you say, wow, 3.95%. And this is an interest-only bridge loan, 311 over 30 years, right? And you're probably wondering how in the world are you getting 3.95? The relationship with the debt provider is long-standing, and we really are at this point getting preferred rates at this point. And we can go into detail offline, of course. So what does this mean for you, the investor, with your $100,000 or more invested in this deal? As I mentioned, it's a 7% pref. We are not earning 1 penny until we hit that 7% mark. So you, the investor, would get 100% of the cash flow up to that 7%. Once we do hit 7, anywhere from 7 to 10, the split becomes 90-10, 10 to 16%, 75-25. And you can see that we are highly motivated to drive returns on this project. So once we hit 16%, the split becomes 40-60. So let's take a look at this incredible area called Atlanta. As you guys may or may not know, it is truly a phenomenal city. I have family there. I've been there so many times, and I plan on moving there once my boys are out of college. That's going to be our new home base. That's how much I love the city. It is the #1 most livable city in America, the most traveled airport, the #1 airport, and the #1 moving destination in the nation. huge technology hub, an incredibly strong business climate, and just home to so many corporations. It garners the top 5 spot for the most Fortune 500 companies. That's pretty impressive. What about the Atlanta sub-market for multifamily? The vacancy rate is a really comfortable 3.7%, lower than what you would normally expect. And the year-to-date rent growth is a strong, robust 18%. But of course, you're thinking, surely that's not going to continue. Our underwriting is very conservative, and we looked at what the future projections are going to be potentially for annual rent growth, and it is predicted to come in around 5.2%. Our underwriting is written much more conservatively than that. Our annual rent growth are going to be 3 to 4% year over year. So look at Buckhead. It is located near Atlanta's top lifestyle and entertainment options. It is gorgeous. It's centrally located and nestled within a totally affluent neighborhood. And when I say affluence, I mean $1 million homes and higher. And I mentioned earlier, the average household income is $167,000. And the average age is about 5 years off of mine. I'm just kidding. 34 years is the average age. And look at the resident employers in that area. These are really top players, top companies that have stationed and positioned themselves in this incredibly strong part of the city. And what that says to you is it's white collar, high affluence. And we have a property that is a B minus situated in this particular area. Spells nothing but upside, right? So here, let's take a quick look at the amenities. As I mentioned, it's close to public transportation, easy access to gorgeous parks in the area, shopping. It even has an electric car station right on site, laundry facilities, on-call maintenance, a picnic area with a barbecue grill, a resident lounge with a fire pit. And guess what? They don't even call themselves residents or tenants. They are called members. Community is so important in this particular area. They really gather and do a lot of fun stuff right on site of their community. Community is very important to them. There's a pool, as I mentioned, I didn't mention, but you can kind of see it behind these pictures. I clicked next a little too quick, but I wanted to blow up the picture so you could see what that gorgeous outdoor grill looks like, as well as the fire pit area. And we plan on upgrading, uplifting, giving everything a facelift and doing an interior renovation plan as well, amongst other things. So what does that business plan look like? Again, as I mentioned, a B to B minus property, begging to be brought up to the Buckhead standard. What does that really mean? Well, we are going to renovate all the units as renewals come up, and we will touch up the exterior to give it a real strong curb appeal. We'll increase other income through RUBS and other services such as the high-speed internet technology package, Amazon lockers, storage lockers underneath the basement area of this apartment complex. And the most interesting part of this is that that's a high demand kind of thing, right? I mean, storage facilities, we're going to offer it at half the price of what the prevailing market rate is for our members. So they don't have to take their stuff, their bikes, all their extra furniture to an offsite storage facility. The leasing office will increase application income. There'll be parking upgrades as well as pool maintenance. And most significantly, we are going to increase rents through the lease turnover by an average of $500 per unit increase by year 3. So these are some before and after pictures. If you look at the top, that's what the prior look is, and down below is an actual renovated model, and it's not even a model, it's an actual renovated unit. And the interior renovation will include modern lighting, stainless steel appliances, quartz and granite, new vinyl plank flooring in some rooms. But the coolest thing is this complex has real hardwood floors. You just don't even see that much anymore. We're going to buff those up and make them look like brand new. And there's going to be new cabinets and doors and an undermount kitchen sink. Again, that renovation budget, $3.2 million. That averages out to over $20,000 per unit. So truly bringing it up to the Buckhead standard. So what about rent comps, right? We looked at the prevailing like properties in the area, And the average comps are in that blue circle, square right here, for studio, 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom, 1,400 for the studio, 1,600 for the 1 bedroom, and 2,000 for the 2 bedroom. Well, our post renovation rents will be at a conservative sweet spot, just below those comps. But you don't want to go in and be right at the top. And you want to leave meat on the bone for the person who wants to come along and buy it when we're ready to sell. So our studios will be at 1,300, our 1 bedroom's 1,395, and our 2 bedrooms are 1,600. Conservative underwriting. And as I mentioned, the gap between our rents post renovation and the market, a nice meat on the bone scenario. So I know this is a bit of an eye chart, but I wanted to take you through the 5-year pro forma from a big picture standpoint. If you're interested in learning more, we can obviously dig deeper. But as you can see, the trailing 12 is on the far left, and I've laid out your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Our gross potential rent is noted at the top, and I just called out the gross potential other income. As I mentioned, that's a significant line item that we plan to really drive an increase to increase our gross operating income. And we plan on burning off that loss to lease, because right now the rents are way below market. And as we turn over those units, we will increase our rents and burn through that 525,000 loss to lease number and really lower that by year 2. Again, because we're totally redoing the units, there are no turnover costs. So that's why you see a gap in the P&L that I just bolded there with a red line. And that doesn't kick back in until year 4 and 5. So at the end of the day, in year 1, our NOI will move from a 1.3 million to a little over 2 million by year 5. And we plan to exit at a 5.5 cap rate, and that is 1.2 percentage points higher than the current market cap rate. Again, conservative underwriting. So what does this mean for you specifically, what your returns could look like with a $100,000 investment? Well, we plan on paying a 4.5% return in year 1, 11% in year 2, and in year 3 will be our first capital event. We plan on refinancing the property, returning 100%, if not more, of your capital. You can redeploy that to another investment and continue to enjoy the returns in year 4 and 5. And I made this bottom row a little bit bigger, but what this translates into is an average annual return of almost 14%. So you want to add more cherries on top. Again, I mentioned the tax savings, bonus depreciation, 75 to 80% of your investment, not including the CapEx, again, as I mentioned, in years 2 and 3. So $100,000 will get you a nice return. And let's look at the deal timeline. We are on schedule with how we're flowing through our timeline. We have a funding deadline of May 25th, but we do expect to potentially get an extension. So we are moving right along here. And I'd like to introduce you to the members of the team. We're the Admirable Group, and it's really the result of many successful partnerships and friendships over the years. Our team collectively has over 2,500 doors and valued at $274 million across Georgia, which is where we're investing, Texas, where I'm from, and Florida. Ismael Reyes, Winston Schofield, Alfredo Hooker, Tim Little, Kelly Iannone, and myself, Carla Kennard. Our co-GPs are JP Albano and Matt Shields, and we have a senior advisor named Howard Primer, and he is the founder of the Primer Group and Primer Ethic, which is a whole wonderful story that we can talk about offline. But they're a great GP team that we're working alongside. So if you want to have any more detailed conversations, please reach out to us. My email is at the top, carla@trustedresourcesunlimited.com, or you can hold your phone up real quick and scan. And all of my colleagues are on here as well, and this will be available at your disposal. But I wanted to say thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to go through this property. We are so thrilled and excited about the upside, and we would be even more thrilled if you guys chose to partner with us in ownership of this great property. Thank you so much.
Outstanding, outstanding. Way to go, way to go. All right, great job, Carla. Now my question to you as the community and audience. I want to know from your standpoint. Oh, my bad, still sharing. My bad. It's still sharing. What's your standpoint? No, you're good. How would you rate this deal? Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate this deal? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, in the poll. Share the results. Just how people rate it. Got some 10s, got some 7s, got some 5s, got some 3s, and so forth. All right. Stop sharing. Now, my second question I want to ask you is, if you could invest in this deal, how much would you invest? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Stop the poll. Share the results. So yeah, some people don't like the deal. Some people want no more information. We'll get out to you. Also, people got mixed feelings. So don't worry, we'll get out to you. Now, a more serious question I want to know. Here the question is: would you like to invest in this deal? Simple yes or no, or need more information? If you could, when somebody reach out to you, you would invest in this deal. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right, and pose. All right, one more thing. Okay, in the chat, I put a link in the chat. If you find more information about the deal, you can go right there, and call the team, reach out to you as well, and get this deal done for you guys. Now to our shark panel. I see Kelly. I see you got some questions in the chat. If you want to go help them out, people, question in the chat, feel free to do that. But first up, Irish Kevin, talk to me. Irish Kevin, the KP, one of the passive investor, king of passive investing. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Carla, just want to mention that was a great intro to your presentation.
Thank you. Last time we spoke, I didn't have my camera on, and we talked for like 2 hours in the outbreak room. So now you can see my face. Nice.
I like the way you pumped us up before the actual presentation itself.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's get into the meat of it. So my question right off the top is, you're saying it's a Class B, but it's a 1965 built. So I'm just trying to, gauge that as far as, you might say it's a B minus, but
Yes.
if I'm like in the neighborhood and I'm looking at that property, I'm in a Class A neighborhood, right?
Yes, absolutely. A plus neighborhood.
All right, so when I look at that property, am I gonna say like, it's a Class C or Class B, or what am I gonna?
Well, it's currently at 95% occupancy, and that's really been a stable number. And that is such an incredible area. People are desiring to live there in just huge ways. It is a B to B minus property. It was slightly renovated in 2021. So it's not that I guess don't let the age fool you, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, like, I think you're talking, let me see, what are we talking as far as $225 a door, right?
Yes.
So that your cap rate's at a 2.8?
The cap rate going in, it was 2.95. If I remember correctly. Yes, I think I put 2.9.
Is that normal for that location?
Oh man, for that particular area and assets that just have that aura about them, it is a high demand area. And we often see cap rates in the high 2s to low 3s in that particular area of the city. Absolutely.
Yeah, because if somebody doesn't know that area and all of a sudden they say, 65 built and you're talking 225 a door, it's like, wow, that's going to be like right next to a Class A building that's giving out free shots of Baileys to everybody.
Well, the cool thing about this is that the area is such a hot area and everyone literally wants to live there. 95% occupancy, as I mentioned. And I think, one of the niches of this particular area is bringing it up. This asset is bringing it up to the surrounding standards that, you would see at a newer property, but yet we're at a little bit of a discount for rent. So we are filling a gap there in the neighborhood. We're making it a little bit more affordable for people who still have tons of money to spend. And people live there because they want to live there. They don't mind renting.
All right, so fully renovated, you're looking at almost 3 years, right?
Yes,
So you're talking that many doors, like 107 left. You gotta renovate like a little bit more than 3 units a month,
yes, exactly.
which seems feasible as long as, you know, you have the turnover fund. I know you said it was 96% occupied, so you know, hopefully you have a lot more turns at the beginning. So I think you'd be able to get those rent bumps faster, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, you know, hopefully that's your CapEx plan. I'm not sure if you had the CapEx plan on this presentation tonight, but
Not in great detail, but we do have that.
okay. So obviously everybody wants to see a breakdown, maybe a schedule,
Mhm.
and then, you know, they can kind of follow along. If I were to invest, like I want to see, all right, in 6 months from now, where are we going to be? You know, are
Mhm.
they still on schedule? And that would be a great thing, you know?
Absolutely.
As far as the 7% pref, if you don't pay it like the first year or whatever, is there a catch-up provision?
Yes. In year 2, we're paying 11.1%. And yeah, definitely making that whole.
And who are you using for the renovation?
The name of the company is, oh my gosh, Kelly, do you have the name handy? It slipped my mind. It is,
She can give it back to you, man. She don't have it right now. She can give it to you.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I just like, do you know what you're paying them? Like
Bitcoin.
percentage wise, just on the company itself. Are you getting like 5% on
No.
the?
No more than 7%.
Okay. And then that would lead to the other fees. Like, what are you talking fees wise? Acquisition, asset management?
Yes, the acquisition fee is, hold on, we have our sheets here. Kelly, feel free to chime in because I'm repositioning my paperwork here.
Okay, I think the fee breakdown, we can, it's a slide that has that. We can do that. I think the slide breakdown, you'll see on the slide that I put in the link on the chat. You can find that there.
All right, we can go back to that. Who's the management company?
Why am I drawing a blank? It starts with a it's an odd name, Studevan. It's part of JP Albano's Significant. I always say Studevan. Significant Lifestyle Communities. They're a property management firm that specializes in repositioning properties.
Okay. So they're like local, I would assume.
Oh, absolutely. They have significant depth and experience in the area and a great relationship with the contractors.
Okay. And then if you can explain to me, I think on that pro forma, I saw like the first year taxes, like looks like they actually dropped from the current.
Yeah, in Georgia, you can contest taxes and you only pay a percentage of the value of the property, and it's an assessed amount. So I could go through the finer details with you in the breakout, but I just know in Georgia, it's a lot more attractive tax situation than it is in Dallas. And those taxes can be contested. And I think they factored in some of that mitigation in year 1.
Yeah, that looks like it jumps up after year 1 back up to like a higher amount. So
Exactly.
I don't know if that means you lost your contesting, or if that just maybe.
Well, I think it depends on when the tax base is evaluated, because if you buy it in the middle of the year, you kind of save yourself a few months before you actually have to pay, where they actually capture the prior purchase price. And that's why the subsequent year is always a lot higher.
Yeah, I found that the hard way myself in Florida when I bought a multi down there.
Oh,
Yeah. As far as the systems, can you give us just a quick synopsis of the systems itself, like the water heaters, AC, electric, plumbing?
I'm hoping one of my colleagues can talk to that. Tim Little is on and he's handling some of those aspects. I'm hearing nothing from Kelly. Are you on? Kelly?
Man, Kelly got her money tree behind her. She know her money stuff behind her.
Come on,
I've been
Kelly.
trying to unmute and I can't unmute quick enough.
Hey,
So
if y'all
one of
can
the
unmute,
great
let me
things-
know. If you can't unmute, just send me a chat real quick. I'll unmute you.
She's unmuted
One
now,
of
but
Yeah,
I
one-
had a question about just the particulars of, boilers and the inner,
Like AC, I'm assuming they're
Yeah.
window units, right?
yes, and those are definitely coming out for sure. Those are,
What are you doing?
One-
You doing split systems or?
it's really a unique unit. Is it called split system?
They're
Okay.
we're putting in mini splits, ductless mini splits. Also, one of the great things Carla had mentioned early on was that the current owner put about 1.5 million into renovating this property, exteriors, doing some samples of some interior units. And through that, they did redo the roofs. So we've got newer roofs on the properties. And then again, to your point, the window air conditioning units will change to mini splits. And then of course, we'll be assessing the water heaters and the other mechanicals as we go through the property.
Do you know if the plumbing was scoped? I'm assuming it's cast iron still, right? 1965.
I don't have that answer, but yes, I know I've got another 1960s building that is cast iron that we can certainly follow up with you on.
Okay. And then the other thing, I'm looking for like other income amenities. I love cash flow. I want to see like outside yard patios. I want to see covered parking. I want to see a pet spa for my little kitty. And how big are those storage lockers?
I can let you know those details. I don't know the exact dimensions, but I know there's a basement area and there's enough room for the storage lockers for every unit. So I don't know the exact dimensions. Did we have that captured on any of our paperwork?
We talked about
think it
them
was,
being large. Go ahead, Tim.
no, I think it was, on the smaller side, but still, compared to the smallest unit that, was available for rent in that area, which would have been about, an $85 a month cost, we were going to be charging about $35 a month. But obviously the added benefit of being on site for the tenants. So it's a win-win in that respect.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know because I know those things are expensive these days and everybody wants to buy storage units because, they generate a lot of revenue.
So true.
So OR Kevin, you good with it? You like it?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you.
Like it? You
Great,
like
great
the deal?
presentation. I like the deal. I love the location and it looks like you guys got a great team.
Outstanding. So
Thank you.
Mr. Andy, you up?
Hey, so now the question is, does Carla want Irish as an investor in her project? I think that's the question. After hearing those questions about the split system and the size of the plumbing, let's go all. That's when those guys like, you're putting in 50 grand or like 250 grand. I don't know about the investment. I remember when I first started, I was a broker and it was a big project in Santa Monica. And he was quizzing me on all the stuff that I knew about the property. And one of the questions that he said was, what is the speed of the elevator?
Oh,
And I had no idea what the speed of the elevator is. He's like, get out of here. He's like, get out of here. I don't want to talk to you.
the answer is,
But yeah, I loved the presentation, Carla. I thought it was really well put together. I think these are good because you're always getting questions that that's why you have your team, right? You're not supposed to know, everything about the property management. You got boots on the ground. You got people that have certain experience in certain disciplines. But what I am really big on investing in passively, and I've invested with some people on this call even, is the team, the jockey, right? I love the horse, but I would have to know a little bit more about the jockey. I do know some of the people. I know Winston. I know Ray. But
Okay.
give me a little bit more about because I noticed there was only about 600 doors or so. So has there been any full cycle deals with the lead group?
I am not prepared to answer that question, but
Okay.
maybe, I don't know if Tim has discussed that. I know for sure Ismail, Ray and Winston will most definitely know. They may or may not be on the call because they had a conflict with another investor call, actually. So we can absolutely answer that question, but
I know Ray went full cycle on a property in Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, I thought he was asking. only-
Yeah,
Oh,
I
About
think
JP.
Yeah, significant. Yeah, I know, like you said, they have about 600 something deals, but I can't speak to the full cycles that they have. I imagine that they do just because they've been doing this a few years, but I'd have to get back to you.
Okay, so just
And
so I kind of
another-
understand the kind of dynamic. So who would be the feet on the street? Who would be the person kind of managing the manager, you know, overseeing the property, asset management? Who's kind of the, you know, sometimes what happens in these deals is that you get a team that's 6 and maybe all capable people, but you have no person to where the buck stops. So
That
who would
would-
you say is the buck stopper?
Winston Schofield is our boots on the ground in Atlanta for sure.
Okay.
That is his sole focus. Is
Okay.
asset-
Yeah, and JP is on the ground as well in Atlanta. So it creates a good dynamic with our partnership in that we have 2 very capable people that are literally where they need to be to, you know, run this asset.
Okay, great. And do you know if JP or Winston has worked with this property management group before, or is this a new relationship?
So from the property management perspective, JP owns the property management company because they're vertically integrated.
Okay,
So they have in-house property management.
okay, so that would be helpful. And how much are you guys, what's the total raise and what do you guys need?
7.16 million is the total raise. The sponsor team has put in 1.5 to date. And so, yeah,
We're about halfway there at this point,
45.
committed.
Yeah.
Okay. And did I hear you right? So that you think that the actual market cap is somewhere in the low 3s, high 2s, and then the exit is 5.25, is that right?
Yes, 5.5.
5.5.
5.5. Okay, so it's more than a quarter above market cap then. More than 1.25
Well,
above.
that was our acquisition cap rate. So if you look at the current cap rate, you know, it's the average cap rate across the entire Atlanta market is around 4% or
Yeah.
so. So we're predicting that it just super conservatively a 5.5. Most likely it's going to be much lower than that, but we
Okay.
want to pencil in the most conservative projections.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Maybe this is the group can kind of answer. So, you know, every time you turn on the news right now, we've got people talking about interest rates. We got, you know, people, you know, I think it was 1,100. You know, Ellis has lost all his crypto money. So, you know, what kinds of sensitivity analysis have you created? What's kind of the backstop? What kind of mitigants have you guys put in that you might be able to help us with? And then the other question maybe on top of that is the refi rate that you've got in your underwriting, which could be significantly more than what we've been seeing, you know, in 3 years.
Good point. I'll talk to the
Yo,
rate and then, you know, we'll chime in, but that refi rate is going to, we have the opportunity to purchase a rate cap. And so if needed, that's what will happen. And
Carla, if I could just stop you right there. The rate cap is for the original loan, not for the refi. So for the refi, you're right. We would be at the mercy of the market, but I think that's where you start looking at the deal ahead of that point and start saying, hey, if we've appreciated enough, then it probably makes sense to just go ahead and sell at this point, if that's the case, rather than do the refinance. But that's 2 options that we have available to us, right? We can refinance at year 3, provide 100% of the capital back to the investors, or we can go ahead and just sell at year 3 if that's a more viable option based on the rates that are available at that time.
Okay, and Tim, do you know the rate that you guys have in your underwriting for the refi? I don't expect you to know all this off the top of your head, but maybe you guys could let us know at some point, because
I can pull it quick.
it's
Okay.
4.5.
All right, good. And you guys have a sensitivity analysis available, or would that be something that we need to dig into ourselves?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Do you guys have a sensitivity analysis available if interest rates do climb or rent or expenses climb? And we've got a lot of kind of variables that we'd have to consider. So is there some kind of sensitivity analysis based on what the cap rates would be or interest rates increasing?
Yes, we do. It's in our underwriting and we can provide that.
Okay, great. Great. All right, well, good. I'll cede the floor to Ellis because he asked all the tough questions. I'm sure I didn't want to step on
Ellis.
his toes.
Ellis excited because I guess he lost some money in cryptocurrency, right? So
Oh yeah, but I mean he's like tripled down on Tesla, so he's got that going for him. But yeah, I mean, just anybody that wants to know his book, just call me up and I'll let you know where he invests his money.
Andy pretty much knows my portfolio, and it's not much. About three things. First off, great presentation. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And forgive me for misspeaking on the interest rate thing. Oh my gosh, I don't. Someone went muted.
Right. So let me just get a couple things clear here. Your exit cap rate is 5.5, right? Your interest rate is just under 4, 3.9, let's call it. That's bridge, and that's a fixed rate. That's not floating.
Yes.
Correct, that's
Yes,
fixed.
that-
Okay. So you didn't have to purchase a rate cap?
So I guess to be clear, that's what we were quoted, but that's not locked in yet.
But
Until we come up to closing.
Right. So, but just for clarity's sake, you're getting a 3.9 fixed bridge rate with a 3.11.
Yes. Projected.
Okay.
That was
I'm
the
just
term that was
telling you.
that was provided to us. Now,
Yeah.
now could that have changed? Yes, but
So
in that instance,
the reason I say this is because that sounds so incredibly unlikely right now in this environment that whoever you guys are using, I think we all want to know. So like they said, Arbor, we just got quoted from Arbor, and that wasn't that. So in your cap rates, going in cap rate extremely low, which doesn't really matter to me. But if you do got those terms, amazing. And I want everyone to know if that's their terms and the lender is really quoting that, then they see this as a really strong deal. So I do think that's really good. I do think that's an important piece though, to know if you're not sure on that, that would be something that I would want to clarify on. This deal is pretty simple for me. I mean, in terms of, I think Andy's asking the right questions. This really comes down to your ability to turn units and capture the rents. And so, that's really what you guys are doing. Your value add, you're turning units. And so 3 units a month seems reasonable. However, we're not in reasonable times, meaning we have an incredible labor shortage, an incredible supply shortage. It's really hard to keep these things. So do you have a plan already to buy units and store them somewhere? Is that already in the picture? What are you going to be doing in terms of a turnover plan? Are you going to be acquiring units up front, storing it off site, and being able to turn those? What is your plan there?
Yeah, so the general contractor has the ability to buy in bulk and then store so that we can, mitigate shortages and stuff like that as much as we can. So we have thought about it, and that's one of the advantages of the general contractor, who also has an extensive workforce within that area that he can rely on. So hopefully, the worker shortages issue doesn't come into play as well.
Great. And how many units do you know are they turning a month right now?
The general contractor, how many are they turning like right now? That I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know how many? No. Yeah. Okay. So again, those would be things. I mean, your whole business model is on one thing: turn units after. So one, as a shark, as an investor, I want to know who. That's where the buck stops, right? It's like if you can't execute on that, then the deal doesn't work. And then, so speak to me on how confident you are. So I know you kind of average the market in terms of here's what the market is getting. We're way below that. But this is 1965. You're putting split system units in there. So I guess I would just like to understand a little bit more on how you're comping those units did you just kind of take a blended average of the market, or do you actually have kind of this type of amenity class, this square footage of units? Because again, for me, this is a really simple deal of, can I turn those units and can I get those rents? It kind of comes on that. So how confident, and maybe shed some more light information on, do
Hey,
I know
Ellis,
I can get those?
I think you're breaking up a little bit. You kind of coming in
those
choppy.
rents?
Ellis, you there? 'Cause I think you coming in choppy.
Okay, hold on a sec.
I think you're frozen. You're doing some kind of freestyle battle now.
And Cornelius, I don't know if you saw my message. Can you unmute Winston
Okay,
Schofield
gotcha.
as well?
Winston. Man, is you Winston? Winston with the fresh haircut, trying to be like me. Go ahead on.
Thank you for unmuting me. Thank you.
All right, gotcha. So real quick, information about that deal right there. You can find information right there. Carly, if you want put your slide up as well, how to reach you as well.
Yeah.
You should be able to share your screen. And also she will be in break room number 1 if y'all do that. Our next session, we're about to go to our section. What's you got something to say? What's you want to speak real quick? What's that?
No, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Gotcha. So our next session is we can go to our breakout room, so forth. Next week we got another deal presented. We're getting deals funded. Go ahead, caller. Share screen real quick.
Are you saying that, I didn't. Are you saying that the entire team should go to break room 1?
No, you can. So what's gonna happen is our next thing. So I'm sure how it works. So everybody, before I move on, hold on, wait. Don't share screen first. I'm share screen first. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, hold on, wait, because of people always asking question how to do it. Then you can do it next.
Okay.
Hold on a second, do it real quick. All right, breakout room. So here, when you, let's see here, share screen. So our next portion, when you try, you can change breakout rooms. You can choose which room you want to go to. So, and you'll see it say breakout room number 1, and that's where Carl her team will be at. You can learn more about her deal, and you got questions directly as well. I think Kelly kind of asked, I think y'all asked some more questions in the chat as well. So that's good there. Here we go. If not, I will see
We
you.
should all move to break room 1, our team.
Yeah, so you should be able to do that. Let's see
And
here.
you want me to share my screen now?
Yeah, you can. Hold on a second. Hold on. So you can change different rooms as well. Oh, hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Share your screen.
There's our emails. And in the breakout room, we could provide more contact information as well. But if you scan the QR code, additional data will come up.
So in the breakout room, make sure you say how you can help people out and how they can help you out as well. I'll see y'all in breakout room. Oh, well, that didn't work. Oh man. Oh Lord, I should be able to meet yourself. Okay. Is it working for you all? Carly there? Try again.
Okay, I can unmute.
All
Okay.
right. Can you go break room number 1? Is it possible or not?
Are we, where do you, oh, you find it down there. I got it. Okay. Now I get it. I got put into a room. That's why.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Put the sign up again so that way we can see. Share screen. Dave Peterson. David.